Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It is like Tuesday, Wednesday. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. So I don't really know how this live is going to go because there's like a lot of moving parts and StreamYard has been acting ridiculous. But I did still want to come on here and let y'all know that another grave injustice is happening right in front of our very eyes. And it doesn't surprise me, but it absolutely outrages me. So I know that there's probably going to be a couple new people here. Welcome to the channel. I am a lawyer. I made a splash in the Free Britney movement. And, now I just kind of like do other law tube things. So I do have a video for y'all to watch, but let me show y'all. This video is going to be about my recent actual friend, but also someone whose channel is probably my favorite channel on YouTube other than, my own channels. Just kidding. I really love this channel. I watch it all the time and I'm learning a lot from Sean. I've learned a lot from him. And actually, he has inspired me to make a whole entire brand new law school channel where I'm basically just going to teach y'all what I learned in law school about every single right in a very fine-grained, detailed way. It won't be legal advice, but I think this is just such an important thing because our liberties are being chipped away at every single second. Like what you're about to see in this video is going to make you very mad. Okay. So I just want to show y'all real quick. This is Sean's channel. I do think he is in the chat here right now. And the video we're going to be discussing is going to be this one right here. So Sean did post this video, I think yesterday or the day before, yesterday, I think. And YouTube, of course, demonetized it. Now we can get into a big, long discussion on the ethical, nature or unethical nature of how YouTube decides to demonetize and monetize things. And Sean and I were discussing this and we both are kind of on the same page. This isn't really for money for us, but whenever YouTube decides to demonetize something, like Sean said in his live yesterday, there's no more financial incentive for YouTube to share your content. And so, of course, they don't. And so this is more a matter of let's spread this message far and wide than it is a matter of let's make money off of it. But honestly, also Sean should be making money off of this because this is what he does. He puts literally his liberty and freedom on the line every time he makes one of these videos. And it's no joke. I mean, you see the cops, how they act, how they do, not all of them, not all cops, but definitely Sean should be making money on this. So I've linked all of his channels, everything below, the videos linked below. So y'all do go by and support Sean because he's putting himself, his freedom, his liberty, his safety on the line every time he does one of these videos. And it really does help us all advance further as a republic or, as a community, as a country, as a whatever you want to call it, in keeping our rights. Because if we don't use them, we lose them, as y'all like to tell me. All right. Okay, so let me see. Now I'm just trying to figure out, did I add the right video? Hold on. Let me see. I hope this is literally borderline. Oh, shoot. I did add the right one. Okay, so I'm just going to react to his video and I've put a few, things. Also, I just want to say nothing in this video is legal advice. If you need legal advice, please go hire a lawyer. Also, Sean has not instructed me to say any of these things. I did tell him I was making this video. I didn't even tell him I was making the last one, but I'm not speaking on behalf of Sean. I'm not Sean's lawyer. I'm just a concerned citizen and somebody who has a law degree that's very outraged at what I'm watching in this video because it's absolutely unacceptable. So without further ado, let's get into it.
It's literally borderline considered a terrorist act.
It's borderline a terrorist act.
Yes.
Are you taking pictures?
I'll take it.
So y'all can fill in the blanks as to what word I had to edit out of there. I believe that is one of the words that YouTube doesn't want you to say. So y'all can fill in the blanks as to what that's all about. Okay.
Pictures and video, yeah.
Okay, stop.
So what you're watching right now is Sean's little compilation at the beginning with a few of my silly edits over it. But we'll see all these scenes again.
It's not allowed in here.
I ask you one more time to stop, or we'll have to call the authorities.
Why would you do that? Can I speak to a supervisor, please?
You're under arrest.
Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here. Back again with another video. Today we're at the United States Post Office here in Hagerstown, Maryland, We are here today to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants respect our rights and treat us with respect.
So from a sort of audit the audit perspective, there's a really cool channel on YouTube called Audit the Audit that does kind of like sort of what I'm doing right now, but it's very like professional and put together. So from like an audit the audit type of perspective, I really appreciate that Sean states his purpose at the beginning of his videos before he ever interacts with anyone. He says why he's there, what's the purpose of being there and all that. I am here to peacefully exercise my rights and promote transparency, whatever he said, right? That way, if he does get in trouble eventually, again, this is not legal advice, but if he, runs into issues, which he does in this particular video, there's evidence, right? Like he's stating his purpose. Oh, okay. So let me do this. So I've put a couple things in here. He said he wanted to peacefully exercise his rights. Let's see exactly what he said. Hold on.
Here in Hagerstown, Maryland, we are here today to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public.
We are here to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public. So we're going to get into that right.
And publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants respect our rights and treat us with respect.
Okay. So what does the First Amendment actually say? I got this from congress.gov, so hopefully that's a credible enough source for some of y'all. The First Amendment says specifically the following. Congress, right? Remember the last video I made about Long Island audit? I talked about constitutional supremacy and how, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and then it would be federal statutes written by Congress would take supremacy over those written by the states. So here we're talking about the laws Congress can make. So not even Congress can make laws that take away certain rights, right? That were lit. This is the First Amendment. This is the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, the one that came first. So it's a pretty big deal. A lot of people were like, hey, no, you got to add this in here. Okay. So this is part of the Constitution. And it says not even Congress, right? So I'm reading in here, much less the states, can make a law that respects the establishment of religion, right? Or prohibiting the exercise thereof. So that's the Establishment Clause. Then Congress can also not make any laws abridging, which means like infringing upon your rights of the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So the First Amendment lays out a bunch of stuff that Congress cannot make a law about. Okay. So this particular thing that we are concerned about is the freedom of the press. And as Sean said, he was here at the Hagerstown Police Department to peacefully exercise his First Amendment right to record in public. And so over the years, the freedom of the press clause has been interpreted to mean filming for news purposes. So let's go on to the next slide. Okay. Freedom of the press. What does that mean, right? Because there's a lot of stuff in the First Amendment. There's some religion stuff. There's assembly. There's even like right to associate kind of read into there. So what is this freedom of, just carve that part out. And what are we talking about when we say freedom of the press? Now, I know a lot of y'all are already experts. I don't mean to patronize, but people on my channel are not necessarily always experts. So we have to get this out here before there's any arguments about what Sean is doing is not the press. Okay. All right. So the First Amendment, we already read it in italics. And here's some notes. And this is also from congress.gov. Some have raised the question of whether the free speech clause and the free press clause are coextensive or whether one reaches where the other does not. So is freedom of speech the same? Is it like freedom of speech equal sign freedom of the press? Or is it freedom of speech is not the same thing as freedom of the press, but you have freedom to do both, right? That's been a debate in academia and in courts and stuff, right? It has been much debated, for example, whether the quote institutional press, that's who I would call the mainstream media, that's your CNNs and your Fox News and your, the typical programming networks, It has been debated whether those types of networks are entitled to greater freedom from government regulations or restrictions than non-press individuals, groups, or associations. So it's kind of like you'll hear people say like, well, you're not a real journalist. You're not really, Sean, you're not really doing news. You're not a real journalist because you're not, you know, you'll see it in his videos too. What do those cops always say? Oh, you're with the press? Who do you work for? Who do you work for? Who are you with? And Sean's like, I'm self-employed. I run a company that does journalism. Like, he doesn't talk like that, but you know what I mean? Like, who do you work for? If you don't work for one of the pre-approved mainstream media conglomerates at this point, you are not considered press in a lot of ways by the police. But look what Congress.gov done told us right here. They said, Justice Stewart, a Supreme Court justice, has argued, quote, the First Amendment speaks separately of freedom of speech and freedom of the press. And it's not a constitutional accident that they do that. And but rather, it's not an accident. It's not like, oh, they just sat there and accidentally wrote something. No. It's an acknowledgement of the critical role played by the press in American society. The Constitution requires sensitivity to that role and to the special needs of the press in performing it effectively. But as Chief Justice Burger wrote, the court has not squarely resolved whether the press clause confers upon the, quote, institutional press any freedom from government restraint not enjoyed by all others. And listen, y'all, like, not to be like a textualist or a fundamentalist or whatever, but CNN and Fox News and NBC did not exist whenever they wrote this Constitution. And so I have a hard time imagining that like Alexander Hamilton and them were sitting around writing this thing talking about, oh God, what about CNN? Shouldn't we give them more powers than like Sean Reyes? No, hell no. That's not what they were doing. Those guys were revolutionary for the most part. They were like, people should be able to argue. People should be able to criticize the government. People should certainly be able to criticize their public servants. Absolutely. And in order to do that, that means transparency and accountability. So that's my opinion, but I know a lot of y'all are very well versed in this. So you're allowed to your opinion too. Please leave in comments below if you disagree with me, but it's my strong opinion. And look, I even have it up here. Look, so we have, let me show y'all. So I have the actual website pulled up right here. Here we go. So here it is, Freedom of Press overview. And look, they have this little footnote right here. Look, but see, even Congress.gov, you can't even really fully you got to read the whole thing. But as Chief Justice Burger wrote, see, it's almost like they were like, oh, but it hasn't been squarely decided. But wait, what's this footnote say? Footnote 2. The Chief Justice's conclusion was that the institutional press has no special privilege as the press. Okay, y'all. So I don't want to get too lost in the weeds here, but it's a very important fundamental issue here. The First Amendment gives freedom of the press. People have argued, oh no, people that are like Sean that aren't like employed by the New York Times or CNN, they're not real journalists, so they get less protections. It's just the real journalists. It's just the CNNs. It's just the Chloe Maylaws who can't goddamn tell a truth from a hole in the ground, but somehow because CNN hired her dumbass, she's more important and got more rights than me. Fuck that. I'm sorry, my language. Bleep that. I say, what does this decision say? 435 U.S. This is a Supreme Court decision. The Chief Justice concluded that the institutional press, the Chloe Maylosses, the CNNs, they have no special privilege over Sean. Okay. Sean is the press. As far as the Supreme Court is concerned, as far as the United States Constitution is concerned, and as far as you are concerned, Sean is the press. You can be mad about it, but that is not what the law says. That's not what the founders said. And that is not what the Constitution says. So anyway. All right, so let's get back to our video here. Okay. Now we have this freedom of speech and the role of the government overview. And I just wanted to show y'all this because in my research, I was looking at it. And it's just so funny because if you watch Sean Reyes's channel, it is very clear that most government employees that he comes across have never even considered the purpose behind the Constitution, much less what it actually says, much less if they're upholding their oath to protect it. No, because look at this. This is supposed to be telling us the freedom of speech and the role in the government, right? The government, and again, freedom of speech, freedom of press, it's arguable if it's exactly the same thing. I kind of think it is, but so look, as an employer, government is interested in attaining and maintaining full production from its employees in a harmonious environment. So y'all tell me when we watch this video if it looks like this post office is a harmonious environment. As enforcer of the democratic method of carrying out the selection of public officials, the government is interested in outlawing, look at this, corrupt practices and promoting fair and smoothly functioning electoral process. Okay. The government, as enforcer of the democratic method, is interested in outlawing corrupt practices. So I'm just going to leave y'all with that and let you make your own decision on what happens next in this video.
All right, so first things first, let's
Uh-oh.
You can find the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property.
Oh no, is it like lagging? Thank you for the super chat HD video. I will check my DMs. This video is kind of lagging. Hold on,
Also known as Poster 7.
So Sean is looking around for Poster 7. What is Poster 7? Well, it is a poster that is required to be put up in the publicly accessible areas of the post office. And among a bunch of other things, we're going to look at a copy of it, but I want to just show y'all this excerpt right here. Among a bunch of other things that Poster 7 says, it says this, right? You're looking at it. It's the United States Postal Service website we're looking at. Photographs for news purposes may be taken. And what is news? News is press. Okay. So we already established Sean is press. You want to argue with me about it? We have to go to the Supreme Court. So I guess we'll do it. But Sean is press. I am press. I am sharing news with y'all right now. This is news. Okay. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums when used for public meetings, except official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel, or by federal court order or rule. Other photographs may be taken. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Only with the permission of the local postmaster or installation head. Okay. So other photographs doesn't mean what Sean is doing, right? Sean is taking photographs for news purposes. Okay. Sean is taking video for news purposes. Okay. Photographs for news purposes may be taken entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums in the post office. Okay. This is on Poster 7, and Poster 7 is supposed to be posted up in the post office. Well, Sean cannot find it. So not only do these people not know how to act because they arrested him, they don't know how to act because they're not even following simple policies and procedures. They don't know their job. They don't know their job. And here's the thing, y'all. When you go to work, do you get to just like get away with like not knowing what your job is? You just get to like sit around and be a jerk to people and yell at people and call the cops on people, and you don't know your job and you're breaking all the rules? And no, hell no, you would get fired. You wouldn't be able to do that. So why do our public servants get to do it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Are you taking pictures, hon?
I'm sorry?
Are you taking pictures?
I'm taking pictures and video, yeah.
Okay, stop. It's not allowed in here.
Who are
Okay, y'all. I said this the last time. Thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, I'm going to call these people out, Sean. It's ridiculous. Have you on my side, the fight against tyranny. We're going to get them too, because we have such good communities, and like, we're going to get them. It's fine. So I've said this on my last live stream. I cannot be a First Amendment auditor probably, because I would literally have cussed this woman. I would cuss her out. And then when that lady cop showed up, I would cuss her out too. I would just cuss them out, because cussing people out is not illegal, and we could just sort it out in court.
you?
I work at the post office. It's not allowed in here.
Why isn't it allowed in
Because
here?
it's a security issue.
It's a security issue. Okay. One more time, just for the people in the back. People just getting to class. People coming in with y'all Starbucks. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums when used for public meetings, except official signs, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what does it say? Photographs for news purposes may be taken. This bitch talking about it's safety, it's security. Security for what? And then y'all are going to see there's like cameras all over this place. It looks like George Orwell, freaking dystopian future. There's a camera in every damn corner. They're spying on us all damn day. But God forbid we take out our cell phone and make a little video and put it on the YouTube. Oh, God forbid.
Well, calm down now.
Then you got some dumb ass dude in the back. Under federal law, you're not allowed to. Shut up. Worry about tucking your shirt in, sloppy.
Okay.
Calm down.
Okay.
There's no need to get upset.
Okay, but
Okay?
because of security, yes.
There
you
is no
can't-
security. What?
Because of security, because of this lady who clearly has bigger issues in her life than whatever Sean is doing with his camera, because she said it's a security issue. Watch, she's about to slam the door like a cranky teenager. Watch her.
Security. There's no federal
Steve,
law.
turn your camera
Are you
off.
familiar with the rules and
Please
regulations?
turn your camera
Are you
off.
familiar with the rules and
They all talk to Sean like he's a third grader, and they're the like asshole third grade teacher. All of them. Everyone who talks to him is gonna make y'all mad.
regulations governing conduct on postal property? I see a camera right here.
Look at all the cameras everywhere. Look, they're everywhere.
Their cameras don't seem to be a problem.
Look at that. Look at that camera up there. That camera is directly on. Okay, this is important. Y'all see that camera at the top left up there in the corner? It's pointing straight down on the people that are conducting their business, right? We, the people conducting our business, getting recorded at the post office by the government who is using our tax dollars to record us. So let's not forget, like, the government's not out here doing their job. Like, clearly they're not doing their jobs at this post office, but like government employees are like, sorry. The United States Post Office is filming we the people conducting our business. This man behind the counter is going to in the future say, Sean can't video because it's a security issue and you know, he could see people's personal business. Well, tell me why the government gets to see my personal business and we the people don't. I mean, I don't live to listen, y'all. I don't want to be recorded everywhere I go. I don't. But I understand that is reality. That is reality.
Problem.
I think
Excuse me, sir?
We have people's personal information and everything else that you're not entitled to when you're doing the video.
One more time. The man said, personal information we're not entitled to. Well, Sean wasn't over there filming personal information. He wasn't over there. He got called over there by this oaf.
I'm not getting anybody's personal information.
You have no idea what we have.
You have no idea what we have back here. Yeah, no shit. That's because it's not public. So what does him having an idea what y'all have in the private have anything to do with him exercising his First Amendment right to freedom of the press? That is my question. I suspect you don't have an answer because you're just a tyrant.
I'm going to ask you to stop. I ask you one more time to stop, or we'll have to call you.
I'm going to ask you one more. Look, that's something you tell a third grader. I'm going to ask you one more time to obey me. Be respectful of me, or I'm going to call the police.
Authorities.
Again, he ain't doing nothing illegal. In fact, you can't even outlaw what he's doing. You can't even make it against the law. You can't make it against the law. A state cannot make it against the law. Not even Congress can make it against the law to film in a post office. It would require a constitutional amendment. Okay?
Why would you do that?
I'm going to ask you one more time.
One
to
more
stop
time.
What's your name, sir?
Shut up.
What's your name, sir? So I can hold you.
It's Homeland Security. You can't
Homeland.
This man is about to say, I had to bleep the words out, but listen what he's about to say.
And security?
Yeah, it's literally borderline considered.
I'm a linguist, and some of y'all, think I'm a little too nitpicky with words, but words are very important. It's like the one thing that separates us from the animal kingdom is our ability to do words. So the man said it's borderline. It's literally, y'all know what literally means, right? Literally means literally. Okay. It means in fact. Okay. Literally borderline. TERRORISM. Word I can't say because YouTube will kick my video down the algorithm. It can't be literally borderline something. It's either literally that thing or it's kind of like that thing. And if it's just kind of like that thing, then it's not that thing. And therefore it's not that thing. So what do you mean? It's literally borderline expletive? What? Shut up. You should have sat there and ate your food. Obviously you have business to be conducting on behalf of we the people. And you're over here worrying about a camera.
It's borderline a terrorist act to record in a post office.
Again,
Is this-
it's not only not a borderline that type of act.
Yeah, it's literally borderline considered.
It's borderline a terrorist Act to record in a post office.
It's clearly not, because it's clearly a constitutionally protected activity according to the Constitution, according to Congress.gov, according to United States Postal Service.
Is this real life? Borderline a terrorist act. Wow. Are they committing terrorism by having...
So Michael, thank you for this comment. I was unaware of this. I'll have to look more into it. But Michael says, wait, hold on. He's citing Homeland Security, but they put out 2 separate memos 8 years apart, recognizing, reaffirming the people's right to film and record on federal property. Okay, so Homeland Security disagrees with you, stupid.
There are cameras everywhere. That's ridiculous.
Look, more cameras
The
up in the corner.
passport lady over here was extremely rude. And you know what? You know what, guys? They don't have any, I haven't seen Poster 7, the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property.
Okay, so what is Poster 7? The rules and regulations governing conduct on the postal property, right? And look, I'm not going to read this whole thing. Y'all can read it. It's up on the United States Postal Service. But look, it says in this 3rd paragraph, space must be provided at all pedestrian entrances to display the poster in the self-service zone or near the entrance to the post office. So that's the part that's relevant here. He's looking for Poster 7. It is a requirement. And if it was up, and when it's usually up, what Sean will do if he gets kickback from these people is he'll say, come with me. Let's go look at Poster 7. He'll bring the police there. He'll bring whoever there. And he'll say, look, it says news purpose photographs are allowed in the lobbies, foyers, whatever. And I'm here to do news. And so that's what I'm doing, right? So if Poster 7 is up, Sean can refer to it to enforce his rights against these people, even whenever they're not necessarily acting in such a bad faith way. But it's not up. He's looking for it. This is what Poster 7 would look like. Typically, this is what it looks like. And if we just zoom in, we'll see. Oh, that was so short. Let me see.
Anywhere in this post.
Right. So I wanted to do the zoom in. Okay.
Conduct on postal property.
So there's Poster 7. That's what it looks like. When you zoom in, you see it's very blurry because I literally just zoomed in and cropped, but photographs for news, advertising, commercial purposes, photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances. It's blurry. It's the same thing we read on the Postal Service website. It says this.
Anywhere in this post office, which makes total sense because they're ignorant of their own rules and regulations.
They are ignorant on a lot of stuff.
Maybe
Sean.
if they had them posted, maybe if they studied them, they would understand. No Poster 7.
No Poster
Rules
7.
and regulations. Anywhere. See if we can speak
These
to the
people are
postmaster or
horrible.
supervisor.
Oh, here we go, this guy.
How you doing?
I'm well.
I need to speak to the postmaster or a supervisor.
I've been told you can just wait for the police and you can talk to them before you.
I can wait for the...
Okay. I also just have a question about, like, I'm not that old, but I feel like back in my day, people used to just know how to act a little bit more. Like, what is literally wrong with people? Like, that's kind of what is wrong with people? Look how he's been spoken to in this post office so far for having a camera. Okay. There's cameras all over the damn post office. This man is being recorded all damn day. And if we want to FOIA request the video every day of this man standing here making weird faces, we can. And we can get the footage. It belongs to us anyway. So Sean isn't doing some different thing that's already being done already. And this man has called the cops, refused to tell his name, which is required. And he's acting like a total doesn't know how to act. Like, I literally think, like, did somebody come in here and, like, reprogram people's brains or something, because I don't feel like people always used to act like this. I feel like I'm like a main character in a video game lately, and like I go around and people are just totally zoned out. Like, who talks to people like this? Is not human nature. This is weird.
Police? Yeah, I would prefer to speak to a supervisor. Are you a supervisor?
I'm not.
You're not a supervisor?
No.
So a supervisor is unwilling, or the postmaster is unwilling to speak to me?
Who acts? Oh,
Are you a supervisor?
I'm not.
You're not a supervisor?
who acts like this? And y'all, listen, I give people a lot of leniency on how they act because I am autistic. I act very weird sometimes, according to society. But I'm not rude and I'm not disrespectful, and I don't do a job that I'm unable to do.
No. So a supervisor is unwilling, or the postmaster is unwilling to speak to me?
You can wait for the police to come. They've been contacted.
Wait for the
You
police.
can talk to
Okay.
them.
All right. Well, after they leave, I'll be wanting to speak to the supervisor or postmaster.
Like, don't y'all remember like going into your local post office and like them helping you buy a stamp, and maybe there was like a little bowl of suckers, and you like, what the hell is this? We are in a police state. Even the damn post office people don't know how to act. They act like they're the boss of us. The post office workers are acting like they are the boss of us. Never in the founder's wildest dreams. Never in my wildest dreams. What is wrong with these people?
I mean, I guess they could just hide out in the back, but it doesn't make any sense. Where's the customer service?
Hey, sir.
Oh my
Hi.
God. Okay. Before we go one step further, I've got to show y'all something, because you're going to want to do this. You might. We're in Hagerstown, Maryland right now. And here's the citizens commendation or complaint procedures. Got a little complaint form you can click and fill it out. So yeah, I would highly encourage, and if I have enough time at the end of the video, I'm gonna file a complaint and just show y'all how to walk through the process. But yeah, this is linked in the description below, and I'm not gonna tell y'all what to file your complaint about.
The post office would like you to leave.
To promote transparency and accountability.
Shoot. I'm not gonna tell y'all what to file your videos about. File your complaints about, because I think you're gonna find plenty material to complain about by Miss Officer Devins or Deavers or whatever her name is.
Would like you to leave.
Hi, how are you?
Listen, public servant, this lady, she's giving Ruth Siaba Green vibes, and it's just abhorrent. Like, I don't believe in people losing their jobs over shit on the internet. I think it's stupid. I think it's a bad slippery slope. But in this particular case, this police officer is a danger to the public with her current attitude, and she should absolutely not be in the position that she is in, period. She should be fired. I've seen enough in this video to believe that. Now, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But in my opinion, this bitch is a danger to the public and should be, her badge and gun, her gun should be taken yesterday, because this bitch cannot control herself and is a tyrant. But that's just my opinion. Y'all tell me what you think.
I'm perfectly wonderful today. I'm Officer Deavers. Officer Crause is coming through the door. You're being
Again, talking to him like he is literally 7 years old.
audio and video recorded for evidentiary purposes. Or you're being audio and video recorded for evidentiary purposes.
So y'all, again, listen. Remember when it was a TERRORIST act for him to be filming in there? Doesn't matter that the post office is filming him. Now he's being also doubly filmed by 2 police officers for evidentiary purposes, and that's okay. But they're there because he's in the post office with a camera. Okay. I just want to real quick make it make sense. Recap. They called the police because he had a camera and was recording them, and he wouldn't stop, even though it's a constitutionally protected activity. They called the police because he had a camera. While he was being recorded, and they were being recorded by their own cameras, and then the police show up with yet more cameras that are audio and video recording for evidence purposes. But Sean having a camera is a TERRORIST act. What? Remember that thing we saw? Remember this thing right here? What we talk about over here? The government as an enforcer of the democratic method of carrying out the selection of public officials. I'm assuming, I guess public official is not the same as a public servant. But still, like, there is an interest in the government in outlawing corrupt practices. And so isn't it corrupt to say, I can film you, the post office can film you, but you can't film me? What on earth? What the hell does that mean?
Or you're being audio and video recorded for evidentiary purposes. Or you're being audio and video recorded for evidentiary purposes.
I'm sorry, can you just say your name and your badge number?
I can tell you I'm Officer Deavers, this is Officer Crause, and I appreciate
Officer Crause, I believe it is my deeply held religious belief that he is a dementor or a demon, like a literal demon that we need to rebuke in the name of something, but we'll get to him.
your videotaping everything. But the post office called and said they've asked you to leave.
So the fuck what? So the fuck what? They've asked you to leave? Okay. I'm asking you to leave, bitch. Bye. Oh, it doesn't work like that? How come? It doesn't work like that? Why? Why can't I ask this bitch to leave? You can't? Here's the truth. You can. Like, that's the thing. We have got to stop letting the government and our public servants act like they're in charge of us whenever we are not doing anything wrong. And in fact, we're engaged in constitutionally protected activity. Not only is it like, oh, you're not doing nothing wrong, you're doing something that is literally protected in the very First Amendment of the United States Constitution.
They would like you to leave. This is their property, and so they have.
This is not their property. You are wrong, Deavers. Wrong. So maybe that could be something you could put in your complaint, that this fucking idiot does not know who owns the post office. This is their property. Incorrect. Incorrect. We can get into a whole entire like real estate lesson on like who owns what, when, where, and how, but I'm not trying to do that today.
So
What, can I just get your badge number? Why can't I get your badge number?
It's 3126.
Okay, thank you.
So
Again, I don't know about the Hagersville or whatever, Hagerstown Police Department's policies and procedures, but I would be willing to bet like a substantial amount of the money in my bank account that a part of their policies and procedures is to de-escalate situations. I'm not even going to give my opinion. Y'all tell me if Miss Thing right here is de-escalating, not doing any escalation or de-escalation, or is escalating the situation. Do you believe she's de-escalating or escalating the situation based on her bitch ass behavior?
can you please leave?
Do you understand what department are you with?
She is so pissed to even have to answer a question. Did y'all see that blink? It was like a dissociation blink. Watch her blink when he asks her. She's so mad. She's so mad to have to do her job. Oh, she's so mad.
Okay, thank you.
So can you please
Watch
leave?
her. Watch her.
Do you understand what department are you with?
I'm with Hagerstown
Y'all saw, she twitched. Something got in her brain and twitched her. She's twitching to have to say who she works for.
City Police Department. Same city you're in. Same city you're in. Same city you're in. Same city you're in.
Okay. So Miss Thing thought that she had a good little point. She thought she was letting Shauna, same city you're in, stupid. Who do you think where do you think you are? Well, it turns out, you dumb, dense idiot, that there's a very good reason to be asking that question. And we're going to get into it right now. Okay. Here it is. Look, USPS.com. Who do I call for USPS law enforcement? Does it say the Hagerstown Police Department, or does it say contact information for the United States Postal Service? Two law enforcement agencies are the United States Postal Inspection Service and USPS Office of Inspector General. So what we're running up against here, y'all, is what we call a jurisdictional problem, where the police have shown up to enforce laws in a jurisdiction that they are not entitled to do that. The United States Postal Service has its own law enforcement, and sometimes the local municipalities or the towns will enter into these like contracts with the local police department so that they can have jurisdiction, but it has to be like, they do it at the town hall. It's got to be a resolution. Like a lot of times that does happen. So it is possible that this has happened here, but they would know that and they would say, oh, we have it. What's it called, Sean? It's called like the word is escaping me. It's a specific title of a type of document, but it's basically a contract between the municipality, police department, the postal service, and stuff like that. But that contract has to be there, has to be available. It has to be, transparent and all that. So Sean is asking, what police department are you here with? And this asshole, hold on, says, The one you could, the where you're in. We're gonna watch that
They've
again.
asked you to leave, so they would like you to leave. This is their property, and so they have every right to ask you to leave.
Lies from the police to we the people.
So
What? Can I just get your badge number?
She's shaking her head.
Why can't I get your badge number?
It's 3126.
Okay, thank you.
So can you please leave?
Do you understand what department are you with?
I'm with Hagerstown City Police.
Look at her. She's laughing. Because what's going on in her mind is she thinks Sean is like some auditor who like goes around the country and like is trying to like whatever. Like they have these bad opinions of auditors. And listen, to be honest, some auditors I cannot back up. Sean is the only one that I have watched enough to fully say I will totally endorse him. But a lot of these auditors, they do kind of go around. So what she thinks is like she's got him. Where do you think you are?
Department. Same city you're in. Same city you're in. Same city you're in.
Well, how about this, you dumbass? You don't have jurisdiction.
Same city you're in.
Who do I call for USPS law enforcement? Does it say call the local authorities? Does it say call the local police department? Does it say that here? No, it does not. It says the United States Postal Inspection Service and the United States Post Office, Office of the Inspector General. It does not say call the local police. Oh my God, get out of my face. If y'all are going to come over here and talk stupid to me, y'all Sean is very nice to y'all on his channel. But if you're coming over here, I hope your ass gets a migraine. I'm wishing migraines on you for the rest of your life.
Okay.
I assume you know that.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you could do me a favor and please leave, that'd be great.
Okay. Can you call a supervisor because you have no jurisdiction on this property?
Look at her laughing at him. Look at what the tyrants do.
I'm telling you, before you make a mistake, you should call your supervisor. This is federal property.
So, sir, who do I have the luxury of talking with today?
Again, I have seen countless Long Island audit videos, and the cops sometimes are very polite. Like, you know, sometimes they're like, oh yeah, I understand what you're doing here. Just make sure you don't, you know, do the restricted area. And then they go about their She could get a lot of my Devens. Maybe something y'all could put on your complaint form is that this bitch don't know how to de-escalate a situation and instead is antagonizing people who she works for.
Oh, my name is Sean.
Sean what?
Just Sean.
No. You don't have a...
Look at the sarcasm and the just pure assholery that is about to emanate from this woman's existence.
Last name?
It's just Sean.
So no one gave you a surname when you were born?
It's just Sean, ma'am.
It's just Sean. So you want to know my information, but you don't want to share yours with me?
Yeah, that's how it motherfucking works. And I'll give y'all a little piece of not legal advice, but just so you know, whenever a cop asks you for your name, you don't have to give it to them unless they can articulate to you that you are under suspicion of committing a crime or finna commit a crime. Okay. So if a cop just walks up to you and says, what's your name? You can literally not say a damn word and walk away legally. I mean, who knows what that cop's going to do because they don't know the law. But yeah, that's how it works. And because the police are funded by the public and are supposed to be subject to accountability and transparency from the public who they work for, they have to give us their names. Also, it's a safety issue just from a policy perspective. How do I know that someone didn't just put on a police officer uniform and trying to act like they're a police? I need a badge number and a name so I can even know that you have authority to do anything. And this dense bitch, this idiot, does not understand that and instead is being a bully and talking to Sean like she is his third grade teacher with a power complex.
You're technically the public servant here, ma'am, not me.
Okay. So,
how you doing today, sir?
Someone said, can you tell a cop I don't answer questions? You can, absolutely. I would just advise, like, from a common sense perspective, sometimes just for the grand scheme of things, it can be easier to just answer a question. But if you're under arrest, you absolutely tell a cop you're not. Yeah, you definitely need to tell a cop I don't answer questions. If you're under arrest, you got handcuffs on, just shut up. Don't say another word. Don't even say I don't answer questions. Just be silent. Say I'm exercising. Actually, you can say I'm exercising my right to remain silent. That's what my law school teacher said that we should do. Because sometimes they can argue like they didn't know that's what you were doing. So if you verbally state, I am exercising my right to remain silent after you've been arrested, that's like according to my law school teacher, that's like the most powerful protection.
Can I get your name and badge number, please? Sir? Can I get your name and badge number, please, sir? Can I just get your name and badge number and I can walk in?
3834.
Okay.
All right, we'll deal with you in a minute.
Great. Officer.
I see a dense bitch. It's not the law enforcement officer. It's actually you because you have named yourself that. So that's unfortunate for you in your life.
You're going to shut the post office down for what? If you would look at the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property, poster 7, it will explain to you exactly that I have the permission to do what I'm doing. And the First Amendment of the United States Constitution as well. Ma'am, can you please call a supervisor?
Sir, I've already done that.
Oh,
This bitch.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Actually, I think I've called 3.
Three
So that
supervisors.
You can have 3 supervisors to
Great.
work through your issues today.
Okay, I don't have any issues. I think the people at the... Why would you close down the post office?
Huh?
Why would you close down the post office?
Y'all, they are closing down this post office because the man is in there with a camera. But they are in there with cameras, and there's cameras in the corner.
We're just making sure that we make sure you have privacy to deal with your issues so the rest...
They're making sure he has privacy to deal with his issues. This seems like a retaliatory threat to me. I would be very afraid for my safety and frankly, my life if they started shutting down the post office because I was peacefully exercising a constitutionally protected activity. I would think they were about to harm me because this lady has no idea how to act. She has no idea what the law is, and she has no idea what she is doing.
The world isn't privy
Yeah, I don't
to.
have any issues.
Okay,
I'm okay.
well, I'm glad.
I'm okay.
Yeah, nothing y'all see here is legal advice. I'm just telling y'all stuff I learned along the way. Please place the tyrant's name here. Okay, the tyrant's name is Officer Deavers, Deavens, and the other one is Crause. He's the one who was on the police report. CRAUSE or CROUSE. We'll look it up.
Did you not know that you don't have jurisdiction on federal property? Just letting you know, that's all. And I'm not doing anything illegal.
Why is she wearing sunglasses? Aren't you not allowed to wear sunglasses in a post office, or is that a bank?
Anyway. Sir, can you just tell your supervisor, since they don't want to speak to me, can you just let them know to look up poster 7, the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property? It's a federal law. I'm being serious. I'm trying to be genuine with you.
This is a good point. Anthony says, isn't she the only person who asked him to leave? Yes, Anthony. We did not see anyone else ask him to leave. What did they ask him to do? They asked him to turn off his camera. Then they slammed the door in his face. Then he went and asked for a supervisor, and they said the cops are on the way. But the guy didn't say, can you leave? No one said that. I mean, y'all can rewind and look, but no one said that. They did not tell him to leave. They said, turn the camera off.
Well,
It's a federal law.
I'm sure you're being genuine when people have asked you to stop filming them.
But sir,
We both asked you to stop filming. He didn't say we both asked you to leave. And in the police report, they're going to say they asked him to leave, and they didn't. It's a lie.
I have the right to film for news
Why would
purposes.
you?
Because I have the right. Why else would anybody exercise their rights? Because they have the right to.
I'm firmly in favor of people having the rights.
Yeah, we have a right. I
As long
wasn't.
as you don't infringe on other people's rights.
Was I filming anybody directly? Was I doing anything when I walked
There
in?
are people that said you were, and they actually said they asked you to stop. They did. They came.
When you told me, when you saw me filming, what was I filming, sir?
You're filming the walls, and
Oh.
Somebody is asking me why all the name calling. Nancy, good question. Because this is my channel and I act how I want here. I say what the fuck I want because I strongly believe in freedom of speech and freedom of expression. If that's not something you want to watch, I totally understand and you can leave. You can start your own YouTube channel and you can do what you want over there. But in the meantime, I will be calling idiots idiots, and I will be calling tyrants tyrants. I will be calling dense ass bitches because I believe in the truth. And that's just the truth. So that's why. Any other questions, y'all can let me know.
Okay.
and then you came up front where.
Sir, are you leaving? You were told to leave. Are you leaving?
He was
Are you
not
going to
told
arrest
to
me?
leave. Okay, this is very important. Are you leaving? You were told to leave. He was told to leave by this tyrant, this dense bitch. Y'all don't let me calling her a dense ass bitch, so I'm gonna call her a dense ass bitch right here. And this is dense ass bitch number 2 right here in the front. TL Crause, Crouse. This man we've seen has not even spoken to Sean other than to say, I'll deal with you in a minute when I'm ready, or whatever tyrant shit he said. And he said, you were asked to leave. Look how menacing they are. They have guns. They have tasers. They have weapons. And they have no common sense.
I don't leave?
Yes.
Can I speak to a supervisor, please?
You're under arrest.
What? Can I speak to a supervisor? You're under arrest? What?
I was ready to leave. You had no jurisdiction on this property.
Just saw I was unlawfully arrested and my constitutional rights were violated by the Hagerstown Police Department right here in Maryland. I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible because I will be going live in the coming days to explain everything in more detail, as well as share the police report with all of you and any discovery or court documents that I may receive. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you have notifications turned on so you do not miss it. Now, that being said, what everybody wants to know, what happened after the camera got cut off and what was I ultimately charged with? So the arresting officers, Deavers and Crause, 2 complete and utter tyrants, ripped the camera out of my hand, placed me in handcuffs, and put them on so tight that it cut off the circulation to my hands. When I complained, their response was, well, they're not built for comfort.
Edwin, surprise witness is a bitch and she will cuss you the fuck out. So you can see yourself out. I'm everything. There's not a word y'all can use against me that's going to hurt my feelings because I'm everything. I am a bitch. And I promise you, you don't want to be on the wrong side of it. I promise you.
But it gets worse. It gets worse. They hotboxed me, which means that they put me in the back of their cruiser on an 85-degree day with all the windows rolled up and the car turned off. I could barely breathe. I was screaming and banging on the door trying to get them to turn the car on.
That is so
And when they
ridiculous.
finally did,
I mean, honestly, that seems like cruel and unusual punishment to me. It seems like excessive force. It seems like all kind of things.
Officer Deavers tells me, I don't take orders from you. Really, Officer Deavers? A little compassion? That's giving you orders? Just asking for a little humanity from your cruel and unusual punishment?
Honestly, Jukes, this is why I don't go to court, because I don't want to call somebody your honor, first of all, because I've never seen one honorable judge, not one. And second of all, I would say that. I would say this dense ass bitch, he is stupid and he does not know the law. Nobody should be being a cop if they don't know the law, and my client is obviously innocent. That is what I would say. I would. That's why I don't go to court.
Ridiculous. I was then transported to the Washington County Jail. I actually just left the Washington County Jail. I was there for 4 hours in a cell. I got fingerprinted. My property was inventoried. I saw a bail commissioner, and I was later released on my own recognizances. I was ultimately charged with criminal trespassing, even though if you watch.
Here's the charges. Criminal trespassing to a public building. You can't be trespassing from a public building if you were never asked to leave. But I guess he was asked to leave.
The video,
We'll have to look at the police
the
report.
postmaster never ordered me to leave. They told me to stop recording or they'll call the police. So I don't know where they get criminal trespassing from. They also charged me with failure to obey.
Oh my God, wait, stop. Where is that? Hold on. Okay, Nighthawk. It's against the law to leave a dog in a hot car, but not a human. True. Good point. Good point.
God forbid we do not obey our own public servants. Failure to obey and criminal trespassing is what I was charged with. Completely ridiculous.
I said the same
No
thing.
one ordered.
When I was watching this last night, Tammy, I said the same thing. I said, what do you, failure to obey? Obey what? What if they tell me to commit a crime? Do I have to obey that? Like, what the hell do you mean? Failure to obey what? What are you talking about?
Me to leave. Tyrant Crause said, "Are you going to leave?" I said, "Are you going to arrest me if I don't?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, can I speak to a supervisor?" And placed me in handcuffs. But it doesn't matter about the facts of the case. It doesn't matter that they didn't have any lawful authority to trespass me from public when I'm engaging in a constitutionally protected activity. None of that matters. Because if you hear me on the video, I tried to explain to them they have no jurisdiction at that particular post office. For those of you familiar with my Waterbury, Connecticut post office case, the charges were dismissed. I submitted a motion to dismiss based on subject matter jurisdiction, and the judge sided with me, issuing a decision.
So this has happened to Sean before, where the police didn't have jurisdiction to arrest him at a post office, and the judge sided with him. And so I think what he's saying here is he's going to do that again.
That stated that any United States post office that was built before 1940, the federal government has exclusive jurisdiction, meaning that local law enforcement have zero authority on that property. And I tried to explain this to them, but they would not listen. So these charges will get dropped. If the past is any indicator, it will be a long and hard fight, but I'm up for it because I know I have we the people behind me.
Yep.
We can do it together. I will also be staying here in Hagerstown. They're not running me out of town. I'll be staying here. Tomorrow I'll be going to the police department where I'll be filing official complaints against the tyrants responsible for stealing my freedom, for robbing me of my freedom. I'll be filing official complaints against them, as well as requesting the body camera footage from the incident, because thankfully they were wearing body cameras.
Actually, I see a lot of y'all comment to this, and I did not want to interrupt Sean for this, but I just want to say, I don't owe my viewers respect when they're rude to me. So I don't understand how we've gotten to a point online where y'all get to just abuse creators and abuse people who literally, I mean, I went to school for 30 years to learn this stuff, and y'all come over here and just don't know how to act. Like, I'm giving you this for free. So yeah, I will continue to be very, very critical and lash out at people who are very rude to me, Violet, because I can. And I think that is one of the things that has perverted our society today, is that people just treat famous people or creators or people on you. I'm not famous at all, but y'all think that y'all can say whatever the fuck you want to people with no consequence, and no person's going to be able to say nothing back to you. Incorrect. Welcome to the new world on this channel, baby. I'm going to say what I want. And if you are rude and abusive to me, I'm probably going to call you out and embarrass you and then block you so you never will be in this echo chamber again. I can do what I want, and I will say what I want. And I encourage other people to do the same. So yes, if you're rude to me, I will be rude to you. Please unsubscribe from my channel and delete me from your memory box if that is a problem. Bye.
Cameras. So stay tuned to the channel. Again, I will be, as soon as I get the body camera footage, I will post it right here. This, ladies and gentlemen, is uncalled for. Tyranny has no place in our country. None.
I am 31 years old. I am not 12 years old, and I am an attorney. I am an attorney. So sorry if that hurts your...
I will be exhausting all my remedies. I will be going to the FBI here in Maryland to file a civil rights violation complaint, because it is against federal law to do what Officer Deavers and Crause did.
It is.
They should be arrested. I will not let this stand. It is my First Amendment right and your First Amendment right to petition our grievances to our government peacefully. and that's what I plan on doing. And I will hold everyone involved in this situation accountable. You can bet on it. And I will be filing a federal lawsuit. I've already contacted my attorney here in Maryland. He's on the case. We're going to be filing basically the same motion I filed in Waterbury, Connecticut. And, stay tuned to the channel, guys. I'm going to be giving constant updates on what's going on here. I really appreciate you guys. I love you all. As always, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section below. Stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.
Okay. So now let me see if I can fill out the, no, not that. I want to find the police report. 1 second. Let's see. Okay. So that gets my blood pressure worked up. Let me see. I'm going to go here. I have it up. I hope it works. It's not working. Let me see if I can do it this way. Sean, do you have it up somewhere? This is StreamYard. Okay, maybe it's like if I remove it. I don't have the police. I do have the police report, but StreamYard does not know how to work. It's been acting up a lot lately. It's not showing. Okay. Well, the two things they got Sean for on this police report, what I can do is put it in my Google Drive and y'all can look at it. But the two things they have on here, the person who filled it out, I hereby certify, okay, hold on. Who did this thing? Crause? It's about 5 pages long. Deavers is the one who signed it. And here's what she has to say. On 6/14/2022, I responded to the United States Post Office in Hagerstown for a mail that was filming people and refusing to leave. Upon arrival, as I was walking up the front steps, I encountered Upon my entry, I identified we're in this. Oh, sorry. I would show y'all this, but it's a technology problem. Later identified as Sean Paul Reyes, who had a phone up in front of his chest, which led me to believe he was videotaping using his cellular device. Again, this woman's wearing a body camera at this exact moment. So she had a camera on her chest, which was acceptable. But Sean videoing was just somehow not acceptable. I don't remember what. I advised Reyes he needed to leave because the post office called in a complaint of him videotaping and they wanted him to leave. That's not true. What did he say? What did she say? She said, they own the building and they've asked you to leave, so you need to leave. She never said anything about videotaping. Actually, what she did say about videotaping was, I appreciate that you're video recording everything. She said, I appreciate that you're video recording everything. And then in her complaint, she put, he was videotaping the thing. The post office called a complaint of him videotaping and wanted him to leave. That's not true. That's a lie. I'll put this in the Google Drive so y'all can read it too. I advised Reyes of my name and that I was audio and video recording. That's not exactly how it happened. She said she was audio and video recording and she did not say her name until she was asked her name. And so it's a little misleading in this report. That's not a bold-faced lie, but it is misleading. I advised Reyes I advised Reyes of my name. He asked my name and wanted my badge number. He refused to leave, stating I did not have jurisdiction in the post office. Officer Crause spoke to post office employee Stephen McDonald, who advised that he told Reyes he needed to leave, and he did not. That's not true. Did we ever see him be asked to leave? No. We saw him be asked to stop videotaping. No one until what's her the bitch ass like Devins? No one until Devins or Deavers or whatever her name is. No one until her asked him to leave, and then he said, "You can't tell me to leave. These people don't own this building." Whatever he said. All 3 employees advised Reyes to leave. That's a lie. So either those people lied to the police, which they should be in trouble for, because wouldn't you be in trouble for lying to the police? Or the police are lying, which would not surprise me. Kirshner. Okay, all 3 employees. One of the employees was extremely concerned with Reyes videotaping because she was handling passports. We have another Ruth Ciaba Green. That lady came out of her office to be on Sean's camera and then said, you have to turn it on. She said nothing about passports. She said it's a security issue. We already know that Sean was allowed to film in there. So she told the police I was handling passports and Reyes was too close to me and she was worried about the security of the passport owners. That's not true. That's not true. None of that is true. It's all lies. It's just lies. And imagine if Sean did not have, congratulations on 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. Imagine if he was like a smaller auditor, maybe didn't even have a channel, and all of these people are lying on him. How do you get a fair trial in Hagerstown, Maryland, if everyone is going to lie? That's not due process. Patrons of the post office lied. Patrons of the post office also lied and said they heard Reyes be asked to leave. Reyes was placed under arrest and transported to central booking where he's being charged with trespass, private property, and failure to obey. What? Trespass to private property and failure to obey. So they have included, let me see, stop. They have included, oh shoot. They have included 2 statute like code names. CR 6-402 is the one they're calling trespass to private property. And CR 402 is the failure to obey. Actually, let me see if I can pull up that law because I am very curious as to what they are talking about with that. Share. Failure to obey, like surely that's not a law, right? Let's see. What are we looking at here? We are looking at, what did I say it was? Sorry, this is part of doing lives, y'all. I gotta have a little patience. Okay. Ordinance CR 10-201. Let me write it down so I have it. So if y'all are following along, the code is CR, like capital CR, 10-201, open parentheses, letter C, close parentheses, open parentheses, number 3. Okay, so let's look that up. I would really like to know what failure to obey means. Like, what are they talking about? Okay, Maryland CR 10-201. C3. Oh, Lord. My computer is really slow right now. I mean, I guess I'm asking it to do a lot of things. Okay. 10-201, Maryland criminal law. Okay. So 201. And what are we on? C3. A, B, C. Okay. A person may not, so here we are. Can y'all see it? Oh man, my computer's taking a while to catch up. My internet's never slow like this. Sorry. Well, I have it up. It'll update on here in a second. It says a person may not willfully and without lawful purpose obstruct or hinder the free passage of another in a public place or on a public conveyance. And number 3 says a person may not willfully fail to obey a reasonable and lawful order. God, I wish y'all could see this. Let me see. It's so important. I feel like I'm being sabotaged technologically. Oh, good. Okay. So here we are. We're on the failure to obey ordinance. And here's what it says. They have cited C3. Okay. So that's this. A person. So that would be Sean. Let's see if this applies. A person may not willfully fail to obey a reasonable and lawful order. Okay. So let's apply the law to the facts of this case, which is what you would do in law school. Was Officer what was her name? Deavers. Was Officer Deavers or Devins or whatever her name is issuing a reasonable order? No. Was she issuing a lawful order? No, because Sean Reyes was peacefully exercising a constitutionally protected activity. And so to demand that someone stop engaging in a peaceful, constitutionally protected activity is not a lawful order. And for that reason alone, for these two words in the statute alone, the whole law doesn't apply. There's other reasons, right? A person may not willfully fail to obey a reasonable order. We could argue about whether it's reasonable to ask someone to stop doing a constitutionally protected activity as well. But it doesn't matter because it's not lawful. Not even, hey, Officer Devers, Devens, did you know that you are not allowed to tell people? Did you know, Officer Devens, whatever, that not even Congress can make a law which would be able to make Sean leave? Did you know that? So why do you think that you can do it? Not even Congress can make such a law. So of course it's not lawful. It's an unconstitutional order. You have to leave because the federal post office employees somehow own the post office and they want you to leave and it's private property because they own it. That don't make sense. It just does not make sense. It doesn't make sense if you're a lawyer and it doesn't make sense if you're not a lawyer. So it's not a lawful order. That just doesn't apply. What's the other one that they used? This trespass to private property. CR 6-402. Let's see what that one says. CR 6-402. Maryland CR 6-402. Okay, it's thinking. Okay. A person may not enter a trespass on property that is posted conspicuously against trespass by signs. So there needs to be a no trespassing sign. Can y'all imagine there being a no trespassing sign at the post office? Like, what does that even mean? Or paint marks that conform with the regulations of the Department of Natural Resources are made on trees or posts that are located. There's no sign. What? This is what they cited in the police report? He was placed under arrest and transported to central booking, where he is being charged with trespass to private property, CR 6-402. That's what we're on. A person may not enter on property that is posted conspicuously against trespass. There's supposed to be a no trespass. Under this law, you need a no trespassing sign. And honestly, I mean, are we all going to sit here and just like, the post office is not private prop, please. Devens, what's her name? Demon. The post office is not private property. So I don't know how he could be trespassing private property. It's always this trespass thing. And I'm letting y'all in on a little secret. Y'all auditors, y'all watching, I'm telling you what they're going to start doing next is disturbing the peace is going to turn into riot. For there's like 2 or 3 of them. It's going to be like, you're rioting. You're not allowed to riot in here. They're going to start using anti-rioting acts against people. I'm telling you, it's just like it downloaded in my psyche and I know it's going to happen. Oh, thank you, Be Botanical. For the super chat. And also, I have a couple. Regardless of what agency is at the USPS, you are aware of forum analysis, right? Yeah, I'm aware of forum analysis. I did pass the bar exam. A post office is not a traditional public forum, and the government can communicate activity on its own property. Yes, true. Where is that comment? I can't see it. Ed, and also thank you for the super chat. I'm trying to find where your comment was. Oh, here it is. So Ed has a good point. He says, a post office is not in every single respect a traditional public forum, and the government can limit communicative activity on its property. True. But the government has not limited communicative activity on its own property because on poster 7, news purposes are, an exemption from any other laws that would have been passed, hindering his rights or not hindering his rights, but yeah, hindering his rights, right? The communicative activity. So if it was on poster 7 that news cameras and news reporters could not film in public, then we would be looking at a different analysis. But we are living in this reality, not the hypothetical one where that exists. We're living in this real reality where Poster 7 the government allows Sean to do this activity. They have, according to Homeland Security, reaffirmed the public's right to film on public property. I don't know if that extends to post offices explicitly, but yeah, I mean, I think it is a very important distinction to say government could limit what they wanted to, and then that would even have to be clear, that would, I think, even still need to be heard by the Supreme Court to be fully established. But you can record in the public areas of a post office by constitutional right, and it has been reaffirmed by Poster 7, in my opinion. Okay. And thank you again for the super chat. So yeah, okay, this basically says you have to post, there has to be a poster that says no trespassing. Also, it obviously only applies to private property, which the post office is clearly not private property. Even if it's like not traditional public property, it's absolutely private, not private property, right? Yeah, the cops just wanted to bully him, and it shows that they locked him in a car as retaliation. They were mad at him because he didn't obey. Literally, they arrested him for what they wanted to arrest him for. It just isn't the law. They arrested him for not obeying them. But you have to give a lawful and reasonable order under the statute he was arrested under, and that it was not a lawful order. You have to leave the post office because the post office asked you to leave is not a lawful order. Period. I will go argue this in Hagerstown if I need to. It's not. BB says it is easy to complete that complaint form. I just did on the same phone I'm watching the video on. I included Chief of Police on my complaint for failing to properly train his officers. Thank you, BB. And I'm sure that Sean also respects it. Also appreciates that. Better not, they'll stalk you. I don't give a shit. They better come watch me sit in this house all damn day. Stalkers don't scare me. What you gonna see me doing, obeying the law and not doing anything wrong? Come on, sit right out. I'll put a chair and some water out there for y'all. The public can go there and the press can go there. It is backed up by case law. Thank you. B Botanical did the complaint too. Public photography cannot be deemed suspicious or unlawful. Those cops are clowns. They are never. Yeah, exactly. He was arrested because he didn't obey them, and they like to be obeyed. Do y'all know if the complaints can be anonymous? Does G-Punk wants to know if they have to give their name and address? What does the tattoo on the inside of my left arm say? This one says, it's kind of like not a real thing. So I took linguistics in college. That was like my major or whatever. And so it's English phonetics of a Norse word, but it's Alfhilda is what it is in Norse runes. And Alfhilda is translates in Norwegian to shining elf in battle. And she was the only female like Viking warrior who got to go to Valhalla, which is like Viking heaven or something. I don't know. I learned about it in college. I thought it was really cool. It's like a warrior lady. It says Alfhilda. Do you have the right to address your government? You have the right to address your government anonymously. So I think you don't have to give your name. G-Punk. It'll be nice when the American public realizes we are under noticeable law, not constitution. I think Mark stops in the video. He's going to whine and cry. Thank you for your help keeping the government in check. Qualified immunity, a lot of punishments such as hotboxing. Okay. Qualified immunity in case law already doesn't allow this retaliatory punishment like hotboxing, like leaving someone in a hot car. The case had to do with tying a prisoner to a post and leaving him exposed to the elements. I also covered the Bam Margera conservatorship, and I got the exclusive body camera footage, and they did the same thing to him. They put him in handcuffs, even though he wasn't under arrest or he wasn't convicted or even suspected of a crime. And they just put him out in the hot sun in the middle of the summer in Florida, and he was sweating, and they kept him out there for like, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes. Oh, their Facebook page lit up. I can't remember what lied to the police, which is in a police report. Yeah, I mean, and Jeff, I think we all know the answer to this question, even though we all would like it to be a different answer. I can't help but wonder if these people who lied to the police, by which is stated in the police report, you can just look at the video and look at the police report and tell it's a lie. I wonder if they're going to be charged for false statements. Probably not. Probably not. But Sean Reyes can be charged and arrested for statutes that clearly don't apply. I mean, even if you're the dumbest person, obviously the post office is not private property. Come on. I think you're an anonymous if they give you permission. Otherwise, we can. Yeah. This is funny, Paul. I think you can remain anonymous if they give you permission. Otherwise, they can demand ID and charge you with failure to obey. Haha. Yes. If you are in handcuffs, you're arrested. You are detained. This chick is crazy, and I will ruin your entire life if you go up against me. Marilyn, I don't go to Hagerstown because for years I've heard that the police are not friendly and don't care about your rights. Well, that seems to be true. If these police in Hagerstown are any indication. General crimes include Postal Service employees' misuse of Postal Service computers, destruction or theft, falsification of official documents and forgery, theft of, well, Galaxy, I think they should be charged with something then. It looks like a crime to me. At least to charge. I mean, I don't know if they, innocent till proven guilty, as y'all know, but, or true, Hope, this is the question, or did the police make false statements in their name? I wanted to do a live call and call the police department, but two things. One, my internet is being very spotty, so I'm probably going to cut this live before it deletes itself. And two, Maryland, as it has been pointed out, is a two-party consent state. So I wouldn't want to invite legal trouble. Maybe what I'll do is call the police, record it, and then tell them I'm recording it and then post a video just to give a example. But okay, I will, I'll wrap it up here. I will definitely be following this case. Please go support Sean's channel, support his legal fights. He's got a couple big lawsuits going on, similar stuff to this. And yeah, I will see y'all very soon. Make sure to stick around because I will be starting a legal education course very soon. And we're going to start with the United States Constitution and do a full law class on that. There's going to be outlines and syllabus and everything. We'll do constitutional criminal procedure as well. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's what I've been spending a lot of time doing. That's why I haven't been around as much, but I will be back. And yeah, have a great day. Be blessed. Facts ain't defamation. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.